And welcome back, everyone. This is the 101 Things Under the Sun podcast. I am one of your hosts, BrownieBits. You can find me on Twitter at BrownieBits450. And with me, as always, is our good friend, Old Man Hoodrich. How are you doing, my friend?
Oh, I'm not too bad. I'm, before I slink into this post-Olympics depression that I'm going to have because I won't have any Olympic sports to watch coming up anymore, because they're over. They're going to be over.
Yeah.
4 years until the next really important one. So.
You're a Winter Olympics guy, aren't you?
Yes. I'll still watch the Summer Olympics because, that's what I do. I'll follow just the Olympics, But, so guys, if you couldn't tell, we're going to be talking about the Olympics a little bit today because by the time this debuts or comes out, whatever you want to call it, they'll be over. Closing ceremonies will have happened.
Which is sad.
Oh, yes.
But
curling's over, but we won. And let me just say that this is the most amazing curling team for the men that I've ever seen. First off, the captain of the team, he got kicked out of Team Olympics curling a couple years ago, and that convinced him to stop eating 3 to 4 pizzas a week, to lose 30 pounds, and form his own curling team outside of the Team USA, umbrella thing. And now they're gold medalists.
It's an incredible story.
For the first time ever.
Yeah.
For the first time ever, the USA men's Olympic curling team has won. And they had probably hands down the best shot I've seen since Luke Skywalker shot those little photon bombs down to the Death Star. Hands down, best shot since then. Okay, you heard it here.
Oh, I jumped up and down. It was incredible.
Incredible. For those of you that haven't seen it, just Google it. Words cannot describe this shot. They scored 5 points in one shot. Incredible. We'll leave it there. And right now we're going to do an Olympics rundown.
Yeah.
Kind of, sort of, and just talk about various highlights. Before I let you go talk about whatever you're going to do, I'd like to bring up the fact that in cross-country skiing the other day, I can't remember if it was the men or the women's. It was the men's, yes. But a Norwegian, right out of the starting gate, got tangled up in a crash, and there was like a whole bunch of people that crashed right away. And this Norwegian dude ended up coming back from that and won the whole thing by, I believe it was like 8 or 9 seconds. And this is like a 30-kilometer race.
Yeah.
But so at that, making up that much ground, because they were, tangled up for a while. So he made up a lot of ground.
Yeah.
But that was amazing.
That's insane.
I didn't watch the whole thing because that's 30 kilometers, That was something I saw the beginning and saw the end. That's it.
Wow. I mean, just the whole fact that, the race started off so poorly for him.
Yeah.
And then turning around and managing to just come out ahead is incredible.
Mm-hmm. And he won it by far and away. 8 or 9 seconds. That's pretty far.
That's a significant distance. That's very significant. That's like the speed skating. That's like talking about like a second, a 2 second.
Oh, less than a second. That's less than a second in speed skating, man. Those things, that's decided by like the hundredths of a second.
Oh yeah, usually, but we're talking, like that 8 seconds there is equal to a 1 second win.
Yeah, gotcha.
1 or 2 second win.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
I mean, still, either way,
mm-hmm.
You're talking about these high caliber athletes. Incredible. I had a lot of fun watching this year, though.
Oh no, there's a lot of good things. The the Nigerian and the Jamaican women's bobsled teams made it out of the first day of qualifying. I don't think they ended up making it to the second day of qualifying, that's when the medals get decided, if I'm not mistaken.
Am I mistaken? Didn't the Jamaican bobsled coach like get real mad at the team or something happened?
Oh yeah. And
she ended up taking the bobsled with her?
So
or something.
Basically, from my understanding of this situation, this is like the day or two before the Olympics start officially. Okay. The Jamaican Olympic Committee is trying to force her out of her job. I don't know why. I can't remember. I read the article like 2 weeks ago. But what happened was they were trying to force her out, so she resigned and took the sled because it was like that was her contribution to the team. Like, quote unquote, that's my contribution, so I'm taking it with me.
Okay, John.
Whatever. So the Jamaican bobsled team was left without a sled, and the good old company Red Stripe, for those of you that don't know, it's a Jamaican beer, stepped up, bought them a sled, so that they could still compete.
That's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, cheers to Red Stripe.
Oh yeah. I cheersed after I read that news. I went out and bought me a sixer of Red Stripe.
Hell yeah, man. That's awesome. That's good. That's always one of those feel-good stories, like, even though one person got pushed out of the job, but the fact that a company was so, pumped about their nation. Hey, let's do something for our nation, that's awesome. Mm-hmm. I love to see that type of the spirit,
Mm-hmm.
Even if it is an opposing nation in this sense, whatever. That's awesome. That's cool to hear.
Yeah, no,
I did not know that Red Stripe had purchased the sled.
Oh yeah, I don't know if they bought it, rented it, whatever. They got them a sled there. They got them a sled.
That's very reminiscent of the Cool Runnings movie.
Yes. That's immediately what I jumped to and watched as soon as I read that news. Like, there's been so much stuff that's happened in this Olympics. Also, a snowboarder. It was a snowboard cross competition.
Yes.
He fell down, broke his neck, and finished the race.
I thought you were talking about something else, but I did not hear this. What?
Yes. So this is like the very, very beginning. But he took a super terrible fall onto his back. He fractured his fifth vertebrae in his neck and injured his elbow. The dude got up after he fell and finished the race.
Oh my gosh.
But he's from Austria.
Holy cow.
I'll send you a link, and we can go ahead and put that in the description for anybody that wants to see.
Sounds good. Thank you for that. That's insane.
Because it was nuts. There have been some incredible moments here.
There is one that I do want to mention first off. Esther Ledecky, I'm possibly butchering her last name, is the first athlete ever to compete at the Winter Olympics in 2 events and win both events. Alpine skiing and PGS snowboarding.
Gotcha, yeah.
Very awesome. And she's from Czech Republic.
Okay. Also, just found this, the sled that Red Stripe purchased for the Jamaican bobsled team, $52,000.
Oh, so they did purchase it.
Yeah, they bought it. $52,000 for a bobsled.
Wow.
Like, what? That's insane.
That is insane. But hey, that just... Red Stripe. I'm going to go buy a sixer of Red Stripe.
Oh, and it is very good. Very good.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so first woman to win gold in 2 sports at the same Winter Olympics was that. obviously with the Jamaican bobsled team and the um uh what was it? What was the other team?
The
The
Nigerians,
Nigerians.
yeah, first ever team from Africa to compete in the Winter Olympics.
Awesome that both of them made it out of the preliminary rounds. That's awesome. Very happy for them, or at least the preliminary round, the first one.
Yeah, they made it out of the first day.
And then the U.S. men's curling team. Let's talk about hockey. Because
since we did just briefly mention curling, I want to bring up
yeah, go ahead.
The most unsung hero of women's curling. Well, I guess can't say unsung hero fan of women's curling this games. So the Canadian curlers, one of the females' husbands.
Oh yes, I saw this.
Was just pounding beers at like 9 a.m. Pounding beers in their game that he missed them clinching to go into the semifinals because he was in the beer line getting his seventh and eighth beer of the morning.
He was double
and I'm just
fisting.
Like, that guy's my hero. And when Canada played in their semifinal match,
mm-hmm.
he was literally just passing beers around the stadium.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
He was yelling down at the officials. And for those of you that don't know, the officials in curling don't do much. But the officials made a ruling, they made a ruling and he did not like it. So, because it's mostly just, kind of the teams settle most disputes,
Yeah.
So when the officials make a call, it's kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
So, but he was yelling, and apparently, this got to Twitter, obviously.
Oh yeah, of course.
There was a poll that I saw, and it was like, is this guy bringing Canada together more as an Olympic figure skater? Because he did place in gold. He received a gold medal in one of the Olympics prior to this one. Or as just being a drunk Canadian fan watching curling, rooting for his wife. So yeah.
I would say B on that, but I think he brings together North America for that sense too. Because I saw several people commenting on the story on the picture that showed him double fisting. Saw so many people saying honorable American right there. He's a true American.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fun story. Awesome. Very fun to watch some guy just get belligerent.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's so great.
At the Olympics of all places.
Mm-hmm. He was interviewed after the first time, and he's just like, "I'm not a drunk. I'm just Canadian."
They don't have much better to do up there other than
get drunk and watch curling. I can't get mad at that. I've done that this year.
That's awesome. It's definitely awesome. I do want to talk about because I did see an interesting article on Facebook that talked about the Olympic hockey setup, and it was from an American journal, but it said that the Olympic Committee needs to rethink the idea of shootouts for a final in medaling or elimination matches. And I thought that was an interesting thing because the U.S. had both been eliminated and medaled because of a shootout match.
Yeah.
The girls won gold, beat Canada, which huge win.
Dude,
and the men lost to who?
That winning goal. Holy crap.
Yeah.
So insane.
Oh yeah.
That it was very reminiscent of the Mighty Ducks, Gordon Bombay right there. That's the only thing flashing through my mind for comparison.
I was seeing people claiming that was Redemption on Ice rather than the Miracle on Ice.
Because for the women,
It was Canada had been gold medalists for like 25, 30 years or something like that.
No.
Or 20 years?
We have 20 years, yeah.
Okay.
The last time the USA won, we beat Canada in 1998 in those Olympics.
Oh, okay.
But the last 3 times we faced that Canadian women's team,
mm-hmm.
in the last 3 Olympics, we lost all of them to Canada.
Yeah. So, big win for the women's hockey team. Congrats on that. Definitely deserved the gold medal. They worked hard, worked their butts off. Men, they played well, I thought. It came down to a shootout and they couldn't finish it off, and that a lot of that is luck.
The men were not very talented this year. They did play with an intense amount of heart, though. Like,
yes, I agree.
The drive that they had to make up for their lack of talent, and their lack of talent was pretty evident in terms of some of the guys that they played. But they kept it close as best they could every game, which that's incredible to me.
Yeah. So happy on them that they played so well and was able to keep it so close as they did. And there was just so much fun that I was enjoying. Now, you and I had talked about this earlier, but I was enjoying the Korean Japan elimination match that was right before the gold medal, or that was determining who was going to the gold medal match.
Yeah, for the women. Women.
That was exciting.
That was a very intense curling match right there.
Yeah. Enjoyable. Very enjoyable.
I don't think curling has ever not been enjoyable for me.
Oh, yeah. But I think taking into effect how enjoyable curling normally is, that one was enjoyable on top of that. So, basically the enjoyableness is your baseline, and then that match was just that much more enjoyable. Very fun. And I did enjoy seeing the South Korean flags flying, and the people that they would cut to in the stands every time.
Oh yeah,
there was some good. Is it called throws? I don't know. I've never watched it in a setting where I could actually listen to the commentary.
Yeah, that's true. I call them that. I call them shots. Whatever.
Yeah, shot. Throw.
Who cares?
Yeah,
who cares?
Whatever. It was fun.
I don't need technical terms. I know what's going on. But yeah. Also, I've got 2 last things I want to talk about before we move on to our next topic.
Okay.
Just so you know. One, there was a kamikaze squirrel. In case you guys didn't see it.
I think I missed this.
The snowboarder, giant slalom. In the snowboarding there.
The PGS,
Yeah, a squirrel took out an Austrian. Because the squirrel was running across the course and the Austrian tried to move out of the way or something. It's hard to kind of describe because it all happened so fast.
Yeah.
But it took her out. It messed her up just enough to upset the run.
Yeah.
So it was heartbreaking to watch. But it was only like
Did she hit the squirrel?
I think so. Like it caused her to hesitate on a turn, so she could have cut it. Okay. She could have cut the turn closer.
Yeah, but because the squirrel was there,
helped her out a lot, you know. So you kind of see her shaking a little bit. It's not like she wiped out. Sorry if I misspoke there and made you guys infer that, but no. It just kind of made her pause a little bit, and she probably lost a couple seconds because of that.
Yeah. So basically, like the Randy Johnson Dove incident.
Yeah.
But not nearly as explodey.
Yeah. We'll say that. And last night, after the 1,000-meter skeet skating program, this guy, world famous streaker, got onto the ice
Oh my
wearing a
god.
pink tutu.
Oh my god, yeah.
And he just had peace and love written on his chest. So
Good
yeah,
for that guy.
He was out there doing some little dance moves and stuff. But no, yeah, good on him. And he had a little monkey pouch on his penis.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, so it was a weird fucking thing because I was watching it, and then I just see somebody in the middle of the ice with a pink tutu, and then the camera immediately tries to cut away because
That's
they can't
awesome.
show that on TV. So that's it for me for Olympic updates.
Well, I do want to run down the medals by country that we have at this point in time. This is basically over, is it not?
Yeah, because tomorrow is closing ceremonies. Well, for those of you listening, we are doing this on Saturday, so
yes. So I just want to run down the top. We'll do the top 5 countries, and this is just on the Google search page. I just looked up Olympic medal count. That's how I got to this. So coming in first, and this is based off of gold medals. Coming in first, Germany had 14 gold medals with a total of 30. Norway had 13 gold with a total of 38, which is the most any country has ever won total medals in any Winter Olympics. So crazy for them.
Props to them. Didn't know that.
Yeah. There's actually a New York Times article that the headline reads, "As medals pile up, Norway worries, are we winning too much?" That's a fun article. I'll link it down below. I just thought it would be something interesting to read. Canada came in third with 11 gold and 29 overall. The US of A is fourth with 9 gold and 23 overall. And the Netherlands came in fifth with 8 gold and 20 medals overall. So, good list. Norway did
pretty well.
Did very well. I mean, you have Germany, Canada, and the United States. The 3, would you say, powerhouses?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Norway's right up there with them and did super well with the overall medal count. So, congrats to them.
Norway usually does pretty well in the Winter Games. The big guys that I usually think of when I hear Winter Olympics, usually just in terms of overall medal count, is usually the Russians, Canadians, and Americans.
Yeah.
But since Russia had its whatever, they did bad things. They did doping. Also, a Russian athlete competing this year got caught doping, and in the interview, they found out, and she was doing an interview. I saw, and she was wearing "I don't dope" on her shirt. And she, the evidence was thrown in her face during this interview. And I was just like, wow, well, that's kind of ironic.
Yeah. So, I do want to mention, too, South Korea did fairly well, I thought. They did silver in curling. They got gold in men's speed skating, mass start men's speed skating. And then they got silver in mass start women's speed skating.
Yeah.
And then they were also silver in the GPS men's snowboarding. So, very cool. Very fun 2018 Winter Olympics. So, thank you so much for putting it up with us during this time. Talking about that. I do want to move on to something that's starting, since we just kind of did something that's ending. We had something start this weekend. Baseball is back, everybody. I have been pumped. I know I texted Hoodrich over there the day it started, actually probably within the hour it started, and said, baseball's back. Yes. And
A+, you get an A+ for that one.
So,
for that segue. A+.
Good. I'm glad. You know, some beginning and some ends.
Hey, A+ on that one.
But we we're baseball fans. I'm probably more of a baseball fan than what Hoodrich is, but
Yeah. Opinions are valid, but that is not a fact.
Well, yeah, who knows? You are more of a Winter Olympics fan than I am, for sure.
Yes, yeah.
I still love them, but not nearly as big of a fan as you are.
But yeah, let's get into some baseball stuff. Before we
One
start
of the big
arguing about
things,
who's a bigger what or what.
Yeah, one of the big things you had mentioned this right before we started. The pitcher that the Angels picked up. We had talked about this back very early on.
Way back.
Way back. But the pitcher the Angels had picked up, and I can't remember his name now.
Something O'Hanty.
Yes.
And I'm butchering his name, but everybody will know who I'm talking about.
Yes.
The two-way star, the fielder and pitcher is the guy we're talking about. He signed with the Angels. I watched some of his debut, and he had control problems like none other. And again, I know it's still early, but I really did not expect to see that.
He had some sort of injury right after they picked him up, didn't they? Or didn't he? It was they found out because they did some sort of like physical on him, and he had some sort of arm injury at that time.
I can't remember about that. That was a while ago.
But yeah, I think that it sounds right to me. I think that sounds right. I could be mistaken for another pitcher, but yeah, that's sad to hear because he was definitely one of the big names, one of the hot stove pieces. Oh yeah, I know the Cubs definitely wanted him.
Yeah, but so I guess to kind of kick off this segment, or talking point rather, I was kind of thinking let's break down every division, and we'll do our way too early rankings, and in the process of giving out rankings, we'll probably talk about more than enough teams to really get you baseball fans energized out there.
Yes.
All right, so I think maybe we start with the lesser of the two leagues and start in the American League East. Okay.
American League East. Yes, I'm all for that. I actually have the MLB predictions from Bleacher Report for the 2018 season. This is just the final standings, and I'm going to kind of base it or use this as my starting points here. But do you have your own guess as to who is going to finish first?
I mean, I do have my predictions, if you will.
Okay.
So 1 second here. So for this, I'm since it's way too early, I'm thinking it's going to be Red Sox, Yankees, Blue Jays, Rays, Orioles.
I have you with the last three teams. I think the Yankees are going to be above the Sox.
I feel like there's too much talent on this team. It's going to be...
I'm thinking like it's going to be a one game and it's going to be...
Oh, okay.
Like it's going to be close. It's going to come down to the wire. Bleacher Report has it a little differently, but they have Yankees up 5 games to the Sox.
See, I think the Yankees, about midway through the season, are going to run into some terrible problem, and it's going to be like the team that had average pitching in the early thousands. I think it was like, that was like when they first got Jeter and A-Rod on the same squad. Like, they had so much talent and hidden talent.
And they had that one outfielder guy that was really ridiculously powerful.
Yeah, but like what I'm saying is they're going to have kind of the same problem. Their pitching's better now than at least that team I'm referencing. But I feel like the wheels are going to fall off at some point on the Yankees train,
Yeah.
And I think the Blue Jays have enough in the tank to kind of overtake them and be right behind the Red Sox. So that's why I'm doing that one.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I can see the Blue Jays being up there, especially since they didn't really make that many moves in terms of like major talent, but they added some very key pieces. And in fact, I know there's several Cardinal fans that are calling them the former Cardinals, the Toronto former Cardinals, but they did add some very good pieces. So it is going to be exciting to see how they fare this year.
But yeah, no, I'm definitely looking forward to that AL East. I think that'll probably be the best division in the American League.
I could see that, yeah. Now they do have on here. They do have the Yankees at +4, so plus or minus 4, or the win plus or minus. So they have it at +4, where they're thinking they could be, they could have 4 more wins than what this record suggests. They have the Yankees finishing at 95 and 67. The Red Sox at -3, finishing 90 and 72. So.
Yeah, it is what it is, but we'll see.
It'll be interesting.
Then I guess we'll go ahead and go into the AL Central. We'll let you go first this time. What are you thinking for standings at the end of the year?
I don't think there is any team in the Central that can truly compete against the Indians.
I would agree.
It's going to be a runaway from the Indians. I actually do agree with Bleacher Report. I see the Indians having a 100-win season this year.
Oh, very, very easily. Very easily.
I don't think that's even remotely out of the book on this one. And then Twins are above 500, and then the rest of the nah.
Yeah. I'm probably going to go Indians, definitely. The Twins will be, I'd say the Twins are probably going to be a 90, I'm going to say 90-win team. The Twins will win 90 games and be up there with the Indians, close to them. And then the rest of the division just doesn't even matter.
Yeah. They have the Twins at 10 over 500, so they had them at 86 wins on here. They have the Cleveland Indians at 103 wins. They also do, what's interesting about this prediction is they have the Kansas City Royals at 59 wins, which is the lowest, I think, on this list. So they're predicting the Royals are just going to flop this year, which I can totally see.
Yeah, I don't think they don't really have any talent, man. This is the year one. This is their year one of the rebuild.
Yeah, they're not the Kansas City Royals of what 15.
Yeah, 15. That's right. Yeah.
Which is sad because Missouri, but well,
they have fallen pretty far.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't think there's any doubt the Indians are going to be playoffs. Even I can almost be comfortable predicting that they'll be in the championship series, the NLCS or the ALCS. Sorry.
Yeah. No, they'll be in the playoffs. They'll be in the playoffs.
So.
But yeah, now moving into the AL West, I'll go first again here and shock everybody by saying the Astros will win that division. I don't want to spin you on your head too much there by saying that, so I've needed to.
I think they're another one of those teams that could breach the triple-digit mark.
Yeah.
They've had a fantastic offseason.
Then probably the Angels, number 2. Mm-hmm. And I don't know about the other 3. I think it'll be close for those 3. They'll probably be in the 70s between the A's, Mariners, and Rangers. Hell, the Angels could probably be down there on that level too. This
You
is
never
the
know with the
Astros.
Angels. They have enough talent, but
Yeah,
they also have enough talent that they just don't perform well.
it depends. It depends what Angels team shows up. Do they want to
Exactly.
play? Do
Yeah.
they not want to play?
So
So
poor Trout.
yeah, they'll they'll get a good team here sooner or later. But
Oh yeah, yeah, they will. They got the money, so yeah, I can agree with that. Astros, Angels, and then the rest are going to be, bunched up at the bottom.
hmm
Rangers, Mariners, A's. Nothing exciting going on with any of those teams, but
yeah,
they're not
the,
like the bottom of the barrel teams.
yeah the A's. This will be their springboard year. The the A's are in the middle of their rebuild, and they've got some pretty exciting young talent down there in Oakland this year that I'd like to see. So we'll see how that goes. Um, it's a very young team in Oakland. I don't know that they have many veteran players of over 5 years. I think so. They've got a lot of young talent there,
Yeah,
and they'll be fun to watch. Um,
I personally would
coming
love to
up.
see a Moneyball situation occur again.
That's kind of what it would be, but this is more of a rebuild rather
Yeah.
than them trying to buy wins for a season, which is what
Plus,
Moneyball kind of was.
yeah. Plus, I think this team is a lot more um, athletically talented than what that team was.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
So, plus they've got one of my favorite Cardinals ever that they just picked up because of
Oh,
a
he's
trade.
he's probably the most veteran player on that squad.
Oh, he's by far. I mean, yeah, as far as age goes, and how long he's played in the league, and then in terms of the people he had played with in St. Louis too. So
Good old
he'll
Scotty got good old Scotty Piscotti.
yep. His favorite food is Piscetti.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yes, sir.
but yeah, I'm excited to see him do well over there. I can't wait. I hope they do well. I hope they do well.
Okay, and then let's go ahead and move into the best league
Yes.
in baseball. Best rules, best talent wise. I think you'll agree there.
I can agree.
And we'll start down in the East.
All right. Do you want me to go first?
Sure.
Okay.
Go ahead and take it away.
Nationals triple digits wins. Unless they just decide they're not going to play well. Because I mean we've seen that from a very talented Nationals team a couple years ago where they just did not want to play. But I don't think it's out of the question to say that the Nationals are going to finish first. And then I have the Mets, and I think the Phillies could actually jump in above the Braves, personally.
Whoa!
And then Braves, and then Marlins finishing last this year.
Okay. Nationals, yes. Winning the division. I got Braves. The Braves coming in.
Ooh.
The Braves coming in second there. I'm kind of hot on these Braves, man. So the Mets. I think this is when everything finally falls off of whatever apparatus they have going on in New York right now. They're totally gonna fall off the map down into third. Then I'll probably put the Phillies there, and then the Marlins. So
for the record, the Mets, Phillies, and Braves, in my opinion, are going to be very bunched up. Like with a game or two displacing either one of them.
I can see that.
So
I can see that.
that's my personal thought. Phillies I could see being, up above the Braves, but it's only going to be like a half game above the Braves, if that is what my thoughts on that. I think they're all very equally talented.
Right here, what I'm going to call the Braves, they're going to be the Minnesota Twins of this year.
I would love to see that.
Like the Minnesota Twins of last year.
Yeah.
I think that's what the Braves are going to do this year. The Braves are going to come out, and especially if their young guys can play as well as everybody expects them to, they're going to come out here, turn some heads, and make what I hope to be a late wild card push.
I would love to see.
So,
I would love to see the Braves do better, because ever since that
if it's
2011,
not this year, they're on their way back, man.
They are. Yes, they are. I completely agree with that. In the next couple of years, they're going to be back to their old glory.
Mm-hmm.
But that 2011 season that they just kind of petered out at the end, they haven't really been the same since.
Oh, I agree.
But
all right, moving into the best division in baseball.
Yes.
Gee, guys, I wonder what this could be.
You're going to be wrong, but I guess we can listen.
But I was going to say the NL Central. That was what I was building into. The NL Central is the best division in baseball.
Well, yeah.
I wasn't going to comment on the stark divide between what our projections are going to be, because I feel like they're going to be a little different.
I think you and me, minus the first two teams, are going to be very similar.
Yeah, I could agree with that. All right, so is it me or you? Who's up?
You are. You go first.
Okay, fair enough.
And you're going to be wrong, like I said. But
the most shocking prediction I'll make right now: the Cubs will be in first place at the end of the season.
He didn't just say that.
Yeah. And you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. They're gonna be over 100 wins. Over 100 wins. You heard it here first.
I could see that.
You heard it here first. I will say that. And then second place, I'm gonna put the Brewers. I'm gonna put the Brewers in second place. Very close behind them will be the Cardinals. And it's not even going to be close. They're going to need to climb. Yeah. They're going to need to climb the ladder a little bit to see the Reds and Pirates are going to need to climb a ladder a little bit to see the bottom of the Cardinals and the Brewers.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
But I do think the Brewers will edge out. It'll be like a half game, or they'll be like a 1-game playoff, or there's going to be a late season series that's quote unquote the playoff series to determine between the Brewers and the Cardinals who goes to that wild card game.
I can totally see that. I could also see going back to the first year the Cubs made the playoffs in this era. What was it? 2015.
Yes.
I could see that type of situation going down as well.
That's
as far as your predictions go.
That's what I'm envisioning too.
Yeah, I could totally see that. Something like that.
The wild card play-in game will be 2 NL Central teams.
Oh, the talent is ridiculously good this year. Mm-hmm. Last year it was good. It just nobody played well. I think this year we got that. The Cubs got that sophomore slump out of their system. They made some pretty darn good moves in the offseason. The Brewers made some ridiculously good moves. They're back in the running on that.
Yeah, I'm scared for that Milwaukee outfield, folks.
Yeah, and then the Cardinals made some fantastic moves, and they have some talent coming up. So those 3 teams are going to be very hard fought wins for whoever faces them. So it's going to be fun to watch all 3 of them perform this year, without even stating, who I think is going to be the better team, obviously. Mm-hmm. But so
we have to hear it.
Yeah, obviously.
What's your projection?
I have, drum roll please, the Cardinals finishing first. And that's not just because I'm a Cardinals fan. I truly do believe they have the talent to finish first.
I mean, I can't say you're wrong.
No, yeah. But with that being said, I'm thinking like a half game above the Cubs, like a game, a half game, something like that. I don't think it's going to be close.
Okay.
And then close behind them, the Brewers. I think it's going to be one of those mismatch where anybody's going to be able to take just the small hot streak and jump the ladder.
Very, very easy.
And I can see the Cubs winning the division. I can see the Cardinals winning the division. I can see the Brewers winning the division. I don't think it's going to be, I don't think any team is really going to gain anything until it's dead of September, early October, very end of the season.
I agree.
It's going to be fun.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Reds and Pirates, like you said, they're going to have to climb to even see the bottom of whichever team is in that third place, whether it be the Brewers, Cardinals, or Cubs. It's going to be a fun division this year. I truly believe. And those teams are going to be able to put up a fight too. I'm excited for it.
Our apartment's going to burn down at the end of the season, I'm betting.
Well, that's the whole point, right?
If you're paying for the security deposit.
True.
All right. We'll wrap it up with the NL West.
Yes. And this is going to be an interesting one.
Oof. Yeah, I don't know what I think about it, to be honest with you.
I personally don't think there's a doubt in my mind that LA is going to finish first. But again, one of those situations where the Rockies are going to be knocking on that door and the Diamondbacks are going to be right behind them.
Okay.
I'm thinking I could see the Dodgers being 2, 3, even 4 games up from the Rockies, but the Rockies are going to be there. Diamondbacks maybe a game, 2 games splitting them, but they're going to be right there.
Okay.
Very good teams. They made some very good moves this offseason. They have some great young teams.
This might be what I think is the most accurate prediction I'm going to make. I believe that the Diamondbacks, Dodgers, Rockies, and Giants will finish within 10 games, or 10 games is too much. We're going to bring it even closer. They'll finish probably a total of, we'll say, 7.5 games apart.
So splitting the top team from the bottom team.
Yes, 7.5 games is what's going to split those 4 teams.
And then you had the Friars finishing dead last.
Yes. But in terms of who I think the Dodgers will win the division. Mm-hmm. The Rockies, Diamondbacks, Giants. But
that's exactly how I have it.
Yeah, but
yeah, I agree. Very close.
Those teams will be in the mid 90s to high 80s in terms of wins. Mm-hmm. Those 4 teams. I think that between their schedule and the talent on those teams, very easily for all of them to win close to 90 games or above, or be in the mid 90s in terms of wins.
I could see that. The Giants, I'm a little iffy on. I don't think they have the talent that they've had.
It's there. I think right now what San Francisco is doing, what you guys might not know, out in the Bay Area, I had a source call me. It was a little bird that flew down to Florida. Why, I don't know. The bird flew over here, but they're pumping in some Fountain of Youth water into the drinking water out there. So the Giants are on a comeback.
Well, I mean, it'd be interesting to see. I obviously don't want to see them because if I have to face them in the playoffs, that means the Cardinals are not going to win.
Very true.
That's basically since 2000 that's been the case, and I hate the Giants for that.
That's just
screw
history.
You and your Buster Posey.
Mm-hmm. But how can you not you can't discount the Giants because look, they added Evan Longoria and Andrew McCutchen this year.
Evan Longoria overrated as far as what his ability now versus how he was perceived to be at this point.
Well, see I guess okay. I shouldn't have thrown their names out there with no backing, but it improves 2 very big holes that the Giants had.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. I don't think that they're...
As far as filling holes, yes.
I don't think they're as good as they were peak in their careers, but the Giants are a better team because of those two players and the holes that they filled.
I think out of those two, McCutcheon is probably the closest to his peak yet. That's my personal thought. But I've always been a fan of McCutcheon. I despise that dude every time he comes up to bat.
Yeah.
When he's facing the
player.
birds on the bat. But great player, plays the game the correct way, very respectful towards every opponent. And he has fun. He goes out there and has a blast, and always fun to watch. So they'll love it. They'll love seeing him out in the bay. So down sending balls into McCovey Cove. Interesting year this year, though. I believe.
Oh, it'll be great. It's going to be a great baseball season.
Yes.
I couldn't throw enough greats in there.
Yeah.
I feel like Tony the Tiger.
What do you think? We'll pick up another episode of this sometime towards the middle of the year.
We'll check back in on our predictions.
Yeah, we won't.
And we'll see who's the most wrong.
I think we're very close, though. I think we're very similar in a lot of aspects. But yeah, it'll be fun. I'm excited.
The last place team in baseball will be fill in the blank.
Ooh. The last place, I think the last place is going to be the Royals.
That was going to be my pick, too.
It was either going to be the Royals or the Marlins, but I think the Marlins are going to do somewhat well. In terms of down at the bottom.
Yeah. I think by far and away it'll be the Royals.
Yeah.
That's my pick.
But they're rebuilding, so.
So, yeah, you heard it here, folks. That's our way too early predictions because there's a whole team of free agents that still haven't been signed yet.
And as of right now, only 2 spring training games have been played, so we haven't even seen hardly anybody,
Yeah. So there's
Tim Tebow hasn't played yet as of the recording of this.
Tim Tebow's going to single-handedly push the Mets to the playoffs.
Yes, and you heard it here first. Tim Tebow is the reason the Mets will make the playoffs. Tim Tebow, if you were listening to this, we would love to have you on.
I will say this. Tim Tebow is either going to be the reason the Mets make the playoffs or the reason the Mets will be the worst team in baseball.
Yes.
There's
For two completely different reasons.
There's no...
Similar.
There are 2 cases where Tim Tebow plays for the Mets. They go to the playoffs or they go to the basement. So...
Well, there you go. So that is a very interesting conundrum to see how that will play out. So
yes, sir. But you know what? I do like some conundrums.
Conundrums are definitely fun.
I'm kind of feeling. What do you got for me in terms of riddles?
Well, I got some sports riddles tonight.
I don't know if this means I'll fare better or I'll just get even more angry.
So, what sport has 4 letters, is played all around the world and begins with a T?
What?
Yeah. What sport has 4 letters, is played all around the world, and begins with a T?
Has 4 letters. Is it 4 letters total, or is it like 2 T's? Does that count as 1 letter?
4 letters total.
I have no fucking idea.
Golf. You put the ball on a tee.
How am I that fucking stupid?
I don't know, but that season's getting reared up to start very soon too, so that's going to be exciting.
Tiger.
Tiger
Tiger played. He played pretty bad yesterday for a little bit, but he ended up recouping by the end of the day.
That's good.
I think. So he was, finished average, but he's on a comeback. Go Tiger. Go Tiger.
Yeah. I got one more for you. This one's a baseball
Okay.
one, so you should get this.
Oh, Jesus.
How did the baseball fan know before the game that the score would be 0-0?
He took all the baseballs.
No. Close.
Beats
Kinda.
the hell out of me.
The score is always 0-0 before a game starts.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, and my one riddle for this week is dedicated to one of our listeners. Gave me the idea. So, okay. There are 30 cows in a field and 28 chickens. How many didn't?
Okay, what?
That's exactly what I said. Okay. There are 30 cows in a field and 28 chickens. How many didn't?
All of them.
No, there's 10.
What?
Okay. There are 30 cows
30 cows.
and 28 ATE chickens.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. See, I did the sly wordplay there.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that was a
that one's-
listener
That was
listener
you.
contribution there.
You beat my brain up on that one.
Okay.
Do you have any other riddles for me today?
No, that was it. Just the one user contribution.
Okay. Well, thank you for that contribution. So appreciate that. Made my brain hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I got some jokes for you.
Oh, I'm jokes all day.
What's
Let's
the
go.
difference between a hippo and a Zippo?
I don't know.
One is really heavy, the other is a little lighter.
Gotcha. That's a good one. That's a good one. Okay, how about this one?
Okay.
Why did Ron Artest leave the game early?
Oh God, why?
He wanted to beat the crowd.
Yes.
Good one? Yeah?
Very good one. I'm like dying here.
Okay.
I was sick earlier not sick. I had my allergies kick in, and so I've got all that phlegm locked in my throat, so it's still a little sore.
Okay.
Yeah. Very
try
good
and kill
one.
you
I
then.
like that one. Don't
We'll kill you with laughter.
What's the best thing about Switzerland?
I don't know.
I don't know either, but the flag is a big plus.
Ah! I wanted to say something about neutral, but I didn't think that was going to be good. Okay. All right. Who's the smallest basketball player ever?
Oh, the little dude.
Kobe Bryant.
Oh, okay, Bryant. Okay.
Yeah. I had to stress that one.
Well, yeah, he would be the smallest player.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez.
That one wasn't too good, but
No, it wasn't. Okay, I got one last one for you. George Clooney, Leonardo DiCaprio, and Matthew McConaughey get together to write a movie. Clooney says, "I'll direct." DiCaprio says, "I'll act." And McConaughey says, "All right."
Oh,
So
that's a good one. That's a good one there.
we had some fun, or at least I found some fun ones. So, and then you had that Oh, geez. What was it now that you made me die?
Ron Artest one?
Yeah, the Ron Artest one. Yeah.
That one was good.
That was fantastic. That was great.
We'll
best
let
one
the
too.
memory of that one shine through my Kobe Bryant one. That one wasn't too great. But you can't win them all.
No, you can't. Oh, well.
You can't win them all.
Well, thank you guys. This has been a fun episode. I definitely had a blast. We talked about the Olympics, how fantastic they were this year, and just some really fun, feel-good stories that come out of it.
And some very impressive feats.
Very impressive feats. Lots of medals, lots of interesting finishes, which when you have that many high-caliber athletes, I don't think you have anything less to expect than high caliber finishes.
Also, world record. I guess it's not a world record, but the most ever condoms were delivered to the Olympic villages this year.
Hey,
most ever. So
there we go.
But yes, that's a bucket list thing. Go to the Olympics and visit that Olympic village because apparently they just compete and have sex.
Yeah.
So
I think
that means I wouldn't do anything there. I would just go there.
I think we start training now. To go.
Oh no, I'll just go and drink beer with the Canadian guy.
Yeah, we have to start training.
Oh, yeah.
We gotta
please.
have. We have to drink
I'm an American. I'm an American. I can drink more than that Canadian guy. Okay.
Don't run into any Germans there, then.
I'm not throwing the Germans into that ring. I'll say I'm fucking more than Canadians. I don't know about the Germans. Well,
I don't know. All they have to do is watch curling and drink beer.
Oh, also, Beer Fest is coming to Netflix. So
Beer Fest is coming to Netflix. That's amazing. Yes.
So we'll leave you on that high note, guys. Beer Fest is coming to Netflix. Peace out.